Hey folks, Draconis here, and you're listening to the Bamsters podcast, Rated R. And this week, we talk news, some of the drama going on with PewDiePie, and then move on to our upcoming games segment called Future Proof. Enjoy!
Hello guys, and welcome back. Welcome back to episode 57. Yes, I have double checked. It is 57 this time around. And as always, guys, I have with me a wingman, someone to temper my madness. G, say hi.
Hi everybody, yes, and I triple checked, Bam, it is actually 57. I have no idea how we did that. As usual, like, subscribe, push a button somewhere, do the things.
Yes, do all of the things. There's a Twitters, there's a Facebooks, there's a YouTube, which you've got to double subscribe for some weird reason. So you got to click on the subscribe, click on the bell so you can hear the craziness of G talk, not me. I'm perfectly sane. It's G that's crazy, not really me.
Yep, and reminder, there is a PlayStation group for us, there's a Steam community, there's Discord, so if you want to join us, play with us, have fun, those are all options that are available to you at this point.
And don't forget the website that is still under construction 4 years later.
Okay, coming episodes, the usual bit of news. Later on, Bam wants to talk about PewDiePie, Scooty-Die, whatever. And afterwards, again, there's the Future Proof, where we'll talk about upcoming games. But first off, news.
Right, G, first topic of news I'd like to start off is the Spacey type news, right? A few months ago, maybe like 2016, back when Donald Trump wasn't president, okay, and America was I want to say better, but I'm not sure, whatever. It turns out that we discovered a planet within a habitable zone of its star 4 light years away, rather than 400 light years away. And it was called Proxima Centauri B or something or other. Came out just gone in a letter newsy journal type thing that I read. I scribbled down some notes from this. Turns out that planet is no longer habitable because of how close it is to its star, because of the radiation basically stripping the planet completely bare of its molecules and whatever have you. Being a red dwarf, it spews out a lot more radiation and all that deliciousness. So unfortunately, the closest planet to us, Proxima Centauri B, Planet Z, whatever have you, we can't inhabit because it's not conducive to our type of life. So sad news. We almost found aliens, bro. Almost.
Is it okay if I say this? It's dead, Jim. No, but you're right. Red dwarf, that means the planet has to be so close to the damn thing to get enough heat for liquid water that the radiation strips it of any atmosphere. Kind of like what happened to Mars. It doesn't have a magnetic shield, so our sun, the solar wind, has blown away any atmosphere that Mars had.
Essentially the same stories. The molten core in Mars stopped spinning, if it ever did spin, and Mars became a dusty rock with a very, very low atmosphere. Anyway, jumping straight into the next bit of news, I noticed somewhere on the internet that NASA, right, is doing some flybys around Europa. Gonna take some pictures, send it back to planet Earth. We're gonna have a bit of a skeg, a bit of a checkout of the best place to land to get some ice for our crushed mojitos, and they're gonna send a probe in 2040 or something to land on it and dig in the ice a bit to find microbacterial life or microbial life or whatever. So pretty spacey type news. I think that's bloody cool. I think it's really, really cool. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's one of those that's been discussed quite a lot, actually, because the headache is you don't want to bring life to another planet. You want to find life there. So you don't want to drill down and, send a U-boat into Europa under the ice, because that will just, pollute it with Earth life. We want to find if there's life already.
Pollute it with Earth mice. Yes. Sending mice to Europa is definitely polluting it with Earth mice. Yes, I totally agree. But what I'm thinking they're going to do is they're going to land on it, right, with something called a radiation vault with the sensors and whatever have you, because Jupiter's radiation is pretty badass, and they're gonna dig into the ice a touch. I think it's at like 5 inches or 5 centimeters or whatever have you, and scoop out some freaking hell European ice, right? Stick in the ice vault, swirl around in a mojito, whatever have you, and then test it for life. And you're right, it's a case of making sure that area that they're testing it in is completely void of Earth life. So yes, I do think, however, they might need to go a bit further than 5 inches or 5 centimeters, because Europa's been there for a couple of billion years, yeah? Jupiter's been there for a couple of billion years. I think the radiation has soaked through more than 5 inches or 5 centimeters. They might need to go 5 meters, I'm thinking. I mean, I'm not a science dude, so I'm probably wrong by saying this, and I think I am. But you might want to go a bit deeper, NASA, than 5 inches. Might help.
Yeah, that's actually interesting, because Europa is, an ice shell with water underneath, but there's geysers on Europa. like water comes out and it gets blown out. So if there's microbes in the water, that'll get blown out through this, well, microbes, bacteria, whatever, get blown out through these vents and then land on top. That's how the ice sheath on Europa keeps getting renewed. So that will blow out bacteria, that will get caught in the ice, get frozen, and yeah, it'll be dead from the radiation from Jupiter, but it will still be there, so we can detect it. We can't go, oh look, they're still growing. No, but we can see, there's something resembling DNA.
You see, this is why I'm saying need to go a bit deeper than, 5 inches, because, the bacteria coming out of the geyser, right, is going to hit Europa's atmosphere, get completely freaking nuked by Jupiter's radiation, right? Fall down to Earth as like a skeletal zombie thing, right? And decay, if decaying is even a thing on Europa. And,
It won't.
Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. But, I actually think get into the water rather than the ice, is what I'm thinking, you see? I don't know how big the ice sheet is. It's basically like an egg, I imagine. Hard on the outside, soft and squishy on the inside. I imagine that's what it's like. I am probably wrong, but yeah. Dig deeper, NASA. Dig deeper.
No, this is enough. Bacteria won't really break down or anything per se. Yet they will, but not to the point that we won't be able to recognize them as bacteria. If they're anything like what we have here, and they're probably extremophiles. If there's anything advanced, they would survive it. While our own tardigrades could probably, we could recognize them if you put tardigrades on the surface of Europa. And the sheath is bloody well thick. I mean, at the fissures it's thin, but otherwise it's kilometers thick.
Ah, right, okay, if it's kilometers thick, okay, maybe you need to go a couple of inches, okay? I didn't think it would be like kilometers thick, but then again, saying kilometers thick does make a lot more sense. So, yeah, okay. I'll shut up now and let the real scientists talk.
Besides, from hearing from your past girlfriends, a couple of inches are enough, no?
That's what she said. Meow, 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 meow.
One last one is actually quite new. Talking about spacey stuff, Juno, the little spacecraft named after Jupiter's wife and was sent out to look at Jupiter and all the moons, apparently is having an engine issue, so they can't put it into the final orbit. It will stay in this weird elliptical 50-something day orbit.
Right, I'm going to say this now. That Juno chick never wants to go to Jupiter, right? That's why it's locked in its elliptical orbit, so they'll be together forever instead of being consumed by the planet.
Yeah, I just love the fact that all of Jupiter's moons are basically named from Jupiter's mistresses, his lovers, and then Mars sent Juno there, his wife, to look at them.
I missed the reference you're getting at. Remember, not scientist. Explain in simple English.
Not science, mythology. Jupiter, the god, had mistresses, lovers. And when we named all the stuff in the Jovian system, all the major moons, and all the small ones for that matter, are named from, mistresses and lovers and stuff, other women in Jupiter's life and mythology. So when Mars said, well, we need to go look at Jupiter and his mistresses, they decided to name the spacecraft after his wife. So they sent his wife to check out his mistresses.
All right, so now the whole thing is, now that spacecraft is going to be orbiting Jupiter for the rest of its internal life, checking out the rest of Jupiter and its moons, is what you're trying to say, yes?
Well, yeah, and Jupiter's mistresses, the moons.
Yeah, but how long will it last for? Is it like forever? Or is the radiation going to fry the internals and it just becomes a rotating, dead space Hulk garbage thing? So we're not ruining our planet, we're ruining other planets in our system as well. Yeah!
I don't actually know how long it's supposed to stay up there, but it's quite a few years still, as far as I remember.
Fun.
Okay, should we take something a little bit more weird and down to earth?
I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah, okay, crack on.
Well, it's been debated here in Europe a lot, and now it's coming to the US as well. Bill Gates has now come out and said, if robots take over people's jobs, they should be taxed.
Correct, I agree.
It's just, Europe has actually thought about doing the same, but right now, the proposals are shelved. They're not kind of, going anywhere. It's a weird thing, we don't want robots, or we do want robots, but we still need tax, so the companies replacing workers with robots will have to pay additional tax.
No. I don't think it's the case of that, right? The companies are employing robots to put people out of work because robots work more efficiently, more effectively, yada, yada, yada. Basically saves them a whole lot of money and make them more profit, right? If they're going to employ robots over humans, they've got to pay, medical and this and that. Pension funds and all that jazz. With robots, you don't necessarily do that. Yes, you've got maintenance bills. Yes, you've got installation fees. Yes, you've got breakdown covers, all that jazz. But you still make a shit ton more money using a robot than you would a machine. Robot using a human, sorry. Or a machine using a robot, okay? Because it's less hassle. You press button and it goes. No complaints, no bitching, no moaning, no whinging, no crying. Oh, I have chopped my finger off. None of that bullshit, right? You just replace the part that's broken and she's back online, running efficiently, running effectively, and doing the job. the companies are going to have to be taxed more because they use a larger robot workforce. I think it's because people are trying to make more money from using robots, and I think the EU is correct by saying you need to charge the companies more for employing robots. I think that's right, personally, but that's probably not going to be the case because Bamm is crazy, Bamm is weird, and Bamm is also wonderful.
Yeah, I can lean both ways. I can definitely see the idea that if we replace everybody, with robots anyway, we're gonna need something like universal basic income. That money has to come from somewhere. That will be the companies. Someone has to pay the tax. But at the same time, as a way of kind of protecting jobs, it should not be necessary to protect jobs.
You see, here's the thing. I didn't see that, but you've mentioned it there. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Tax them to protect someone's job because the human will be cheaper to employ over the robot. I didn't see it that way. That's interesting. But I saw it as people getting rid of the, folks just to make more money. Because essentially that's what you do. You make the more monies. And yeah, universal hedge fund, all that jazz. That might make sense. Yeah, and the robots are essentially paying for the universal fudge. But to be brutally honest, you need to employ someone to fix the fucking machines. So it's like that Charlie Chocolate Factory Willy Wonka story, right? His dad was a toothbrushy type dude on a thing, he got fired, and now he was employed to fix the bloody machine that made the toothpaste or whatever have you. Alright, so it could quite easily turn that way,
Yeah, I mean, think about coach builders and bucket whip makers. They went away, but people got other jobs. At some point, there won't be other jobs. At some point, no. Every time there's been this cycle, there's actually been the same amount of people employed, except recently employments have gone down. We don't find new jobs. Everybody's now in service industry. So there's going to be some, particularly in labor unions, who will want to try and keep people employed. And yes, people will be maintaining the robots and all that, but that would then be, if we do like universal basic income, that's your additional income. If you can get a job 8 hours a week fixing robots.
But this wasn't the topic I think you're going to talk about, to be brutally honest. This is more, as you said, down to earth, more real. I didn't quite catch that bit. I thought you were going to go for the really weird topic we've got today. Something about dolls, G. Them damn robots again, G. That was a really weird topic on today's news board. I'm like, hey, how is this even news? But apparently it is.
In Germany, of all places, well, there's reasons for it being Germany, but somebody filed a complaint and a suggestion that if you have a Cayla doll, sorry, not a Cayla, but my friend Cayla doll, you should destroy it.
Okay, why am I going to go destroy some poor kid's toy? Why am I going to go break it?
The damn thing has internet access and Bluetooth and microphone. And basically they figured out that you can monitor what a kid's doing. You can literally just track what a kid is doing through this bloody doll. And because it's Bluetooth, a stranger can basically connect to the doll via Bluetooth and start talking to your kid.
Surely there's security protocols in process for this to prevent it from happening? Surely it's like locked to the particular Bluetooth system, because I think it's a bloody good idea. Give my child a doll, and then I've got tabs on that cheeky shit wherever she goes. So it's like, right, I don't see her, I'm in the kitchen cooking lunch, she's too quiet, click onto the Bluetoothy app, you're in the lounge, what you doing? Right, okay, she's fine, right, Kara making her lunch. Isn't there a security protocol in place locking out any other Bluetooth signal and preventing like a grandmother system, stopping all the weird internets from reaching said doll? Surely there's security involved with this. Surely there's security.
Hey, yeah, there's security, but it doesn't work. It's been hacked, it's been breached, it's done for. And even then, for some of these functions to work, the company who makes them have to have a server that tracks your daughter. Do you really want that?
Right, I didn't realize it was data mining, right? I thought it was a case of I can connect to it via Bluetooth to keep tabs on my own beast, but that's a bit weird. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go to Eben's house and break his toys now, because I think he's got one or two of them.
Probably, but yeah, it's that borderline creepy thing. I wouldn't be keen on it. I don't know if others would. I wouldn't get one of these. If
it was safe, if it's secure and safe, mate, I'm keen for it, because that means I have then got tabs on my child, because my child loves dolls, and if I give her a doll, I can keep tabs on her, and I'm in the kitchen and I can't always keep my eyes on her because I'm cooking dinner or making, keeping the house clean. She's in the lounge and she's in her room or whatever have you. I can keep tabs on her, but there needs to be some security involved, because I don't want no fucking sex pest coming up and chatting to my child. I will break his face. Break it. But yeah, it needs to be security involved there. And if it's been hacked, well then it's fucked. The product needs to be scrapped.
Yeah, and they will always be hacked. When they have this much access, they will always be hacked. Since, well, you have a kid, I have a kid, and for some reason we also have wives. If I can recommend...
Yeah, that's surprising to a lot of people. You've got a wife, Bamm? Yeah, I do. You know, this whole Bamm persona is a lie. I'm really the most boringest, greyest person out there. Yeah.
Yeah. If I can recommend people, you know, if you think about teaching daughters or wives about being safe in the modern age, Violet Blue, that's her stage name, I guess they would call it. She's put out a book called Smart Girl's Guide to Internet Privacy. Go look it up, get it, buy it for your wives, your sisters, etc. And bloody well read it yourself as well, even if you're male. And when your kid grows up, make her read it or him read it. It really kind of highlights some of the things that you need to take care of, some of the things you need to think about all this security, being on the internet and having stuff on the internet, just being, you know, having your privacy protected just a little bit.
Right, I don't see why that's specifically for girls, because internet safety across all borders, you know, you got to be safe with whatever. I don't know why it's specifically for girls, but okay, whatever, who gives a flying fuck. The book is a very interesting read, but go read it, it's fun. It teaches you basics on how to keep your shit wired.
Yeah, I think I will say it. Men are more creepy than women.
I don't necessarily believe that, but okay. We're moving on.
Well, from the same, actually, from Violet Blue, because I follow her and she does a lot about security and privacy. University fucked up. They put a lot of this Internet of things on the network, and they basically been hacked from end to end. So, yeah, previously we were just talking about a doll, but they've had their vending machines. You know, the one you go put a coin into and out comes a piece of chocolate. They've been hacked and are now trying to hack into university computers.
Yeah, this whole Internet of Things thing was cool, but it's getting beyond a fucking joke, okay? There's washing detergent ball things, right? You can put in your washing machine, right? Okay, this is how fucking dumb it is. It will tell you when your wash is done. The washing machine fucking does that for me anyway. Why do I want a fucking ball in the washing machine to tell me when my washing machine's finished? That's just the fucking stupidity of it. And there's like a sensor you can tell when your toaster's popped. The toaster does that for me anyway! It pops up fucking... And there's a thing in a microwave that'll Bluetooth you. Oh, your microwave... I can fucking hear the ding, motherfucker! I know my microwave's finished! This Internet of Things thing has gone a bit too far. It's just, I'm gonna connect internet to my fucking towel so it can tell me that it's wet. It's just dumb. It's become a bit more of a joke. And this, I think, rightly deserved by idiots who want to connect vending machines to the internet. It's like the bad Terminator movie. the vending machines attacking universities. What next? Your shoes telling you that it's outside? Fun. Much fun. Lots had.
But damn, you're missing it. You put your toast in the toaster and push the button down thingy, you put your porridge into the microwave, and then you go outside to the garden or over to the neighbors, and when it pops, you get a message, you can go back home again.
Get off! Go away! Gah!
Oh, my favorite one is still, somebody put a lock on his door that can be remote controlled from an Apple tablet. Somebody else walked up to the door, shouted, "Hey Siri, unlock the front door." Siri heard that, told the lock to unlock, and the guy could walk straight in.
Yeah, okay, that's just like dumb. Like major dumb.
Yeah, Internet of Things, you know, there's a lot of nice things. I have Internet of Things at home, like lights. There's no way I'll buy a thing that tells me when the microwave is done or toaster's popped or unlocks my front door for me.
No, Internet of Things is cool. I mean, lights. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You walk in, the sensor, picks up your phone signal, whatever have you, and all the lights go on, and it goes into the settings that you want within your household. You walk from room to room and everything goes on, and you ask questions to Android's Siri or Google's Siri or whatever Siri that you want to fucking use, whatever, right? And it's all good. That's Internet of fucking Things, connectivity and all that jazz. But it's going to be a bit beyond a freaking joke when just dumb things.
Yeah, for me it's just I push a button on my remote. PlayStation turns on, TV turns on, and all those things, and the light gets set to a comfortable level, right? That's okay, but there's some of these things that are just too far.
Internet of Things is meant to make your life easier, not frustrating. And that sounds pretty cool. I wouldn't mind a button that I pressed and the PS4 turned on, the TV turned on, the laptop turned on, the lights turned on to a reasonable, comfortable light level because, I live in the darkness, can't handle too much light. The vitamin D deficiency within me is strong. Yeah. So it's that's cool. That's bloody fucking cool. And sometimes I can connect to the internet to switch the lights on off. I think that's funny shit. But when you do stupid shit like put sensors within your shoes to tell you you've run fucking 4 miles, there's a fucking running app that'll tell you, and oh no, fuck, dumb. Just fucking dumb. I just think it's dumb. But hey, people will be people. Dumb is dumb. There's more dumb to come, don't you worry, G. In the B block, there's plenty dumb to be had.
Are you saying we should take a break, listen to an ad? We don't have ads, do we? No. Take a break.
Ads.
Get in.
Yeah, guys, that draws closure to this little section of news. I might have fucking gone off the handle because the internet things is one of my pet hates. Yeah, anyway, much love. See you in the B block where we discuss the PewDiePie incident. Yeah.
If you like painting your house square, you must listen to Bamm in this episode.
And I guess we're back, this time for the B block. Ooh, are we really doing this all professional style?
Well, we have to, because we've got to come across with a particular type of style. And the only way I think we can get away with actually commenting on this and not looking like a bunch of arse tits is by doing it in this fashion. So yes, G, do you know what's been going on?
Okay, so I'll do the quick recap and then you can explain why this is something we should care about.
Okay.
A Swedish guy living in the US has said a lot of things on the intertubes and has become famous on YouTube and making $15 billion every year. And now he's basically pissed off everybody. And it's been thrown off, not of YouTube, but thrown out of Disney, which is kind of impressive, and thrown out of YouTube Red. They were doing something with him. And of course, yeah, it's PewDiePie, Felix, Kjellberg. So, you're telling me we should care about this?
Right. In principle, yes, we should. His actions, I don't really have anything to say about that because I can't really comment because I'm not that person. He did something really dumb because he likes to troll mainstream media, and I think he's got a right to do that in some respects because it's not just this incident. If you look back in the histories of the YouTubes, right, there's been a lot of shit thrown at his way. He's been a pedophile. He's been anti-Semitic. He's been a Nazi. He's been a fucking... Mate, you fucking name it, this boy's been fucking through it. This is just the latest thing. And it seems that the mainstream media have grabbed hold of fucking Disney by the fucking balls, grabbed hold of YouTube by the fucking nuts, and rattled them about so freaking much that they've had to respond, and their knee-jerk reaction, gone, goodbye, cheers. Bear in mind, the only reason why Disney bought... I say this, probably a lot not wrong. The only reason why Disney bought Maker Studios is because PewDiePie was signed to Maker Studios. Funnily enough, so are we. We got an invite to join them 2 years ago. Sorry, a year ago, just before we started this podcast. And I accepted. We accepted. And they've done nothing for us. But it's on our network. It's on our channel. So we got to discuss it. Yeah. Yeah, it all turns around. He was trying to push the boundaries of Fiverr, a tasteless, stupid joke, and it got blown out of the fucking proportion by two, I want to say Sri Lankans or Indian guys. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not fucking cleared upon the ethnicities of people or whatever, because I don't give a shit about that crap. And it went. I want to say there's a line drawn in the sand when it comes to things, but when you're joking and you're pointing out the absurdities of certain things, you shouldn't have to apologize for certain things. And he's kind of apologized, and I don't think he should have apologized because I don't think he did anything wrong. It was a joke. It was if you're a subscriber to his channel and you're a viewer of his videos, something I'm very jealous of. I won't lie, very jealous of his subscriber count and his views, and the content he produces is just fucking spectacular. But one particular video, he did something, and yeah, fun to be had. And as someone quite wise once said, he's a boy playing around in a man's swimming pool, because mainstream media is old media, you know. We are the new media, we're the YouTubes, and the old media don't like the YouTubes. So I think it's more of an attack on new media versus old media, not necessarily PewDiePie. And this is what I think the crux of the fucking problem is. And a lot of people are getting sidetracked on the fact that Felix is getting fucking buried. and he doesn't deserve it. What are your thoughts, G?
Okay, so there's a lot to this one, because it isn't just that one thing that we always see in the media. You know, media goes, this one thing is what you should care about. No, there's a lot. So you're right, he's new media, and there's old media, and you're right that he said things that he should be allowed to say. He got two Sri Lankan guys on Fiverr to hold up a sign saying something inappropriate. The problem is this isn't the first time. It's not even the second or the 10th or the 50th time. He's been doing this, and he's built up an echo chamber of 50 million subscribers who all are enabling him and pushing him to be a little bit more extreme and a little bit more loud and a little bit more offensive, step by step. There's this ratcheting up because nobody in that group are saying, no, now you step too far. And that was an interesting article linked by Felicia Day, of all people, pointing out we've ignored it. Most people on the planet are ignoring it because we don't want to look at this slowly increasing thing that is, the internet and the YouTubes and this shock value. But now it's gotten too much. Now we have to look at it. So it looks like it's gone from zero to a lot. No, it's been steadily climbing over the last several years. He's been doing this, half a decade now. And therein lies the problem. It isn't new, it isn't the first time he's doing it, but now it's, for some people, gotten to be too much. And he has to be, pushed back a little bit, and that is the requirement. That is what news and main media outlets should do. They are obligated to push back when somebody, says something outrageous, does something outrageous. Case in point, everything coming out of US today. Media has to push back and say, you guys are idiots. Media has to push back on PewDiePie. You're being an asshole.
You see, again, I think you're getting caught up on the fact that it's PewDiePie versus it's actually the Wall Street Journal. Okay, that's where all the fucking retards are. They got a video and they cherry-picked various bits and pieces proving that he is that horrible word that everyone loves to water down so much that actually means nothing nowadays, a Nazi, right? I fucking don't understand why. They love using that fucking term and describing a particular political fucking right-wing, whatever have you. This isn't the fucking argument. The argument is new media, old media. New media is now being attacked by old media, pointing out the various problems with it. It's wrong, it's bad, it's shock, it's click, it's this, it's meow, it's this, it's that, it's who gives a fuck? Old media is lying through their freaking teeth. Yes, I agree, he very edgy, right? Fucking very edgy. Shit that I wouldn't fucking do.
No, he's beyond edgy. That's the headache.
Oh, that's the thing. He's trying to prove a point, deliberately prove a point. And I think he has the right to do it. And I think he has the right to say these things and do these things. But my God, he needs to understand that actions have consequences, and these are the consequences of his actions. But again, this for me isn't the fight. This for me isn't the problem. It's old media attacking new media, which is YouTube, which is Twitch, which is Daily Motion. Who gives? Honest to God, mate, I don't watch Sky News or BBC News anymore because it's all full of crap. Look at Fox News. Oh my good God, look at CNN. Jesus Christ! You can't fucking get a real freaking interview or article out of those things anywhere. This is why I watch YouTube. This is why one of the reasons why I watch Twitch and Daily Motion, because it's better. It just is. Okay, I wish I could fucking prove this point better, but it's new media versus old. It's not necessarily PewDiePie versus shit stirrers. It's new media versus old. And I think this is what the crux is that people are overlooking. It's I want to say it's gotten to a boiling point, and you're right. Felix has been doing these sorts of videos for a while because he's been fucking assaulted with these sorts of articles from old media. Alright, and because he's the biggest thing in new media, he's the fucking low-hanging fruit. Okay? So he's the obvious choice. I mean, shit, fuck, I don't know where to even go with this, to be honest. It's dumb. It really is fucking dumb. Old media are attacking new media using the figurehead, which is PewDiePie, alright? And it's fucking stupid. Fucking, just leave new media alone. Fuck's sakes, man.
But I have to say, you're wrong, because they're not attacking new media. They're simply saying something's going on here and it is no longer at a good level. Let's point out, his material is being actively used by so-called white supremacists. I'm using so-called because we have a lot of words for them. Some like to just call everything Nazi. There are people who are taking PewDiePie's material and rebroadcasting it as evidence that it's okay to have 50 million people and say death to Jews, because that's ultimately what was said. That's what they want to say as well. he has to be aware. He has to be grown up enough. He has to be adult enough to understand. He's not just putting content out for shits and giggle. He's putting content out that is being understood and misunderstood and purposefully misunderstood and purposefully misrepresented. He can't protect his content from people abusing it, but he can make his content so that it's harder to abuse, and he can stand up and say, those people are abusing my content. He's not doing that. He's just saying, I should have the right to say all this stuff, end of story, and I don't care what happens afterwards because my 50 million subscribers all know that I'm joking, and anybody outside of that 50 million doesn't matter to him at all in any shape, form, or fashion. He has stepped over some boundaries he should not step over. There is also the headache. None of what he is saying, and it's an issue generally in so-called new media. There, I use so-called again. There is nobody proof-checking them. There's nobody doing all the things that old media used to do. Yes, full news and Daily Mail and frankly a lot of other things, including to some extent CNN, MSNBC, the BBC, the various French medias and German medias for that matter too. They aren't, to the extent they used to, verifying and double-checking and making sure that what they're doing is correct. Read up on how Washington Post go through their editorial process to make sure that they are not saying things that are lies. New media has none of that. So old media does have a point when it says new media is doing unsafe things. It's doing things that needs to be checked. It also has a point when it says PewDiePie stepped over a limit. That needs to stop. That's not how we communicate, because as human beings, that will go in a bad place.
Okay, point taken. Then where does this Wall Street Journal guys, three, right? Article writers, whatever have you, three writers, have gone through all his fucking, millions of videos he's got, right? And cherry-picked out all the Nazi sayings, taken them completely out of context, and then sticking them all in one fucking video. And this apparently now is proof that he's one of those types. And where's the proof checking in that? Where is this? If you want proof that he's actually denounced these sites using his content, and I'm going to say it this way, in unsafe practices, proving all white supremacy bull crap nonsense, who gives a fuck about that dumb shit, he's actually wrote a letter, and he's posted it in various places, I believe, and saying, I do not approve of this, blah, blah, blah. I don't support any of this. You're dumb. Stop being fucking idiots. That's the tone I got from it. So he is standing out against it. Perhaps maybe not in a video, but he did write something down in paper. On paper, but internet-y wise paper, right? So, yeah, okay, you're right. But then the fact-checking is becoming less and less important in old media. So it's not going to be very long before old and new media become the same bloody thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, it definitely is. Again, look at pretty much every media outlet now. I mentioned Daily Mail just a moment ago. They will just write stuff and put it online, no checking, but they are supposedly old media who wants to be new media because they want what, PewDiePie has. They want 50 million people who just consume whatever is put out. They want an echo chamber. They want to do, what Fox News is doing, which is again that echo chamber effect. Put stuff out and everybody eats it up and will watch ads and click links and all that.
Okay, right. I've just gone to his channel onto the YouTubes, right? He put out a video 18 hours ago called Unreal Mind Trick, brackets, 99% can't do this, end bracket. 18 hours ago, he uploaded this video. It's got 2.5 million views. Is this what you're trying to get at? They want that sort of viewership for their newspaper, their subscription, that sort of thing. Is that what you're trying to get at? They want what he has. So they're basically being dicks so they can get what he wants type thing.
No, that's the thing. I don't know about those three guys. They might just do it for notoriety, the people who put this out in the first place. But it's not the first time it's been highlighted that he's stepped over some lines, that he's said things he should not. He's done things in manners that could have been done better. Because he's not the first shock artist. Far from it. We've had shock artists for as long as we've had news and media.
We have.
Find things in the 50s.
Yes. We have, yes. Look at the War of the Worlds thing, where people actually thought it was going on. Meanwhile, it was a dramatic telling of the book, War of the Worlds. People actually believed that. Now, that was perfect scare tactic, that was brilliant.
Yeah, that isn't really shock artistry, which is what, much of what is on YouTube goes on. I mean, we all seen those YouTube videos where somebody goes, oh no, this guy hit on me, and why is this creep hitting on me? And all it is just a guy who said hi to a person. YouTubers who basically try to inflate everything to how horrible the world is against them. That's shock artistry. That's an attempt to say, blow things out of proportion.
Okay.
And that's a lot what Felix has also tapped into. He's not doing it the same way, but he's still using this shock artistry. And you'll see it in, as I said, Fox News will say, oh no, Obama is now sending everybody to FEMA camps. I think that was the thing they loved about 4 or 5 years ago. And now we have liberal media saying, oh no, Trump is rounding up all Muslims. That's shock artistry.
No ways in fuck that will ever happen. No one will let that fucking happen.
But that is still the case. They're doing this to sell impressions, sell clicks, sell ads. That is what PewDiePie has been doing to a large extent, not when he's doing game reviews. Remember, that's where he started, playing games and just blabbering. But a lot of his other content is that style. It is. Not necessarily scaremongering, but still, how far can we push things? How extreme can we say things? And nobody out of the 50 million following him are saying, you know what, this is a bit much, you need to wind it back. Now somebody did, with the effect that Disney felt compelled to kick him off maker networks, as you said. YouTube felt compelled to cancel a contract with him. 2 of them, actually. People saying, you know what, it's too much. We need to protect us. We need to look proper. Disney has an image. YouTube supposedly has an image.
Disney has an image about being not anti-Semitic.
So that's kind of, they are right in saying, you know what, you stepped over a limit, we're not going to support you at this point. He can continue doing what he wants. Freedom of speech is ingrained both in Swedish law, where he's from, and in the US Constitution.
Yeah, soon to be followed by feminist law and feminist institutions in both Sweden and America. Another topic for another day, perhaps. Well, basically, G, I think we've basically beaten this dead horse until all its bones are cracked. Let's get off this topic and move on to something more cheerful, more happy. Guys, if you've made it this far into the actual podcast, please, I want to know your opinion. Stick them down in the comments below. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Is it a case of people just being dicks to Felix, or is it a case of you actually do believe that old media is going straight for new media? Because that's what I believe is going for. Old media is going straight for the figurehead to take down new media. That's what I believe it is. It's very tinfoil hatty, very fucking, airy-fairy fucking aliens are going to invade, shit, all that crap. Fucking that dude with the weird hairstyle going alien freaking being, whatever. That sort of thing. Tell me what you think. I want to know. Tell me.
Meanwhile, as Bamm said, yeah, we're getting off this topic, and we're going to go take a glass of carbonated flavored water with hydrocarbons in it. Be right back with Future Proof, because we haven't done those in a couple of months.
You're listening to a Bamsters podcast. Go listen to something else.
Hello guys and welcome to the C Block. Today's topic of discussion, we don't have an interview today, so it's just me and the G talking about stuff. You're probably very, very bored of our voices, particularly mine, because I tend to scratch the back of your skull with my ear-piercing shrieks and shrills. So, a topic we haven't done in a very, very long time, and I think we need to do it because a lot of games are coming out, is called Future Proof. We want to future-proof you guys. Yes, I know it's a crap title, but we want to future-proof you guys against buying bad games. At least in our opinion. And in March, there's a bad game I think that's going to come out, and that's Bridge Crew. So don't buy that game. But I'm probably wrong, because a lot of people say it's going to be good. G, I think you're one of those people that are going to say it's going to be good. Why do you say it's going to be good?
Well, I'm one of those sitting on the fence because it's a VR game. Everybody I've heard who's tried it loved it. The queues, for example, at Gamescom were huge, and everybody who walked out for trying it were just happy. I just looked and went, fuck no, I'm not queuing for that. But it's a game for playing with your mates. It's playing that you're on a Star Trek ship and being the crew. Come on. Who wouldn't want that?
Well, I want to watch Star Trek. I don't want to be, yeah? Do you get what I'm putting down?
Yes. Either way, remember No You Shut Up Games, the Atomic Space Command? That touches on the same things but isn't a VR thing, so go get that one instead.
But Atomic Space Command was better than this! It was a lot more fun! It was a hell of a lot more fun!
Yeah.
This Bridge Stargate crew thing, right? You just sit on the bridge and go, Captain, I'm giving it all she's got, Captain. All that crap. What?
No. What I like when we play together, that might just be me, but when we shout at each other what you need to do, what I need to do, where to go, where to be on a map, what equipment to bring, etc. That interaction, it isn't the game mechanics, it isn't whether we're shooting things, punching things, jumping on things, it's the interaction. I think that's what Star Trek Bridge Crew brings. It's the interaction where we get to shout at each other and say what we need to have done right now.
Okay, right. With Atomic Space Command, you could walk around the ship. It's like a space sim / Star Trek, right? Very fun, very frustrating, very annoying. You actually do want to punch the captain, all that stuff. In Starcrate, yeah, exactly. Starcrate Bridge Crew. Fucking, you've just got the bridge. No.
Yeah.
No. Fucking no. Boring. It's one room. One room. That, I think, is going to be a bad game. I do. I really do. I've got no evidence to prove it's going to be a good game. Or a bad game. But to me, it just, the concept sounds dumb. It's like that one where Kirk cheated, the Kobayashi Maru, right? I know you hate the new films, right? It's basically going to be that. It's going to be, okay, good. It's going to be 2 or 3 playthroughs, maybe 4 or 5, and once in a while. And then it's done. So you just blown 60 quid on perhaps a 2-3 day game. No, sod that. No. Sod that. Dumb. To me, the concept sounds good, but the implementation and it just being on the bridge, dumb. And I hope to God I'm wrong, because this game sounds so cool it could just work. But I don't think it will. Please, G, tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I just say it's a VR-only game. If you don't have VR headset, don't bother. And it'll be out March 14.
Right. Another game that I think is going to be absolutely pants is The Division 2 in the mountains. Yes. I think it's going to be dumb. Again, it's just a different version of The Division. And we all know The Division's great, sort of, but it's just going to be that. I'm actually seriously thinking about getting the other not Tom Clancy's. Is it Tom Clancy's? Yeah, Tom Clancy's game that came out like middle of last year, whatever have you.
Just verifying, you mean Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, right?
Yes, I'm going off topic here. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, I think it's going to be a bad game or a very boring game because you've already had that experience in The Division. As you've said before, it's just Division in the mountains. You've changed the scenery. That's all it is. And the only DLC I've liked in The Division is that survival one where you've got to go face the elements. That's the only DLC I like in that whole game. It's the only thing I play in that whole game. The end bit's very frustrating because those dudes come and slit my throat with their freaking pickaxes. But that's the best part of the whole game.
Okay, I played the closed beta. I gave my opinion of it. It's up on our website and here on the YouTube, so go click that if you want anything more in depth. I liked Ghost Recon Wildlands. I really did. I thought it interested me more than The Division did at the same point in time. It doesn't have the dark zone, it doesn't have the PvP elements, which I found, again, in The Division was not for me. It was just not interesting. But it's a game based around multiplayer. It's based around co-op play, and it's based around this slow build-up. Whenever I see people play, including you, play The Division, it's just run in, shoot everything, move on, run into the next room, shoot everything. If you do that in Ghost Recon, you die. There's much more strategy and there's much more dependency on your teammates. So if you have 3 friends, get them to buy Wildlands, including getting you a copy. Don't buy one yourself and play it. If you don't, it's an uninteresting game.
See, now with The Division, if you run into a room, guns blazing, you tend to die anyway. I honestly think it's going to be boring. Again, I hope to God I'm wrong. I really hope to God I'm wrong.
Either way, that one's coming out March 7th on Windows, PS4, and Xbox. And there's no crossplay, so everybody has to get it on the same platform.
Yeah, that's the shit part. I hate this fucking no crossplay bullshit. That's crap. That is utter crap. In Paragon, I can play with PCs, right? And the PC master racers often get their asses handed by PS4s and vice versa. Paragon needs to go to Xbox, and then Xbox needs to pull their fucking finger, Sony actually, to pull their finger out their freaking ass and let crossplay happen. Because it's a lot of fun. I know World of Tanks can do it. I know Rocket Racer can do it. I think it's called Rocket Racer can do it. And I'm pretty sure Paragon can do it as well. This no cross-playing nonsense is crap. Dividing communities is crap. Join the communities, make more awesome. Yeah. Right, a game that I think will be pretty good is Halo Wars 2. Now, if you guys don't know what an RTS is, you guys need to go play a game called Red Alert. You can download it for free. If you just type in Google's Red Alert for free, it can be played in your browser. Something similar to that, but more updated. I loved Halo Wars original on played it on the Xbox, loved it. I think a lot of people hated it, but I don't care, I liked it. It was a good game, I enjoyed the play. It was a bit, the game didn't play particularly well, it was a bit ham-fisted sometimes, but overall it was a good game. Now they've improved it, made it more better. God, more better, Jesus. They've made vast improvements to make it better. There you go, better England. And it was it's gonna be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it's on Xbox. So I need to be a PC masturbator racer to play this game. So I might have to convert to an Xbox One or a PC to get this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think that game's going to be good. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know. I played RTSs back when it was June 2. So what, 1992, 93? And not bothered since. It was a good game, but then they turned it into Red Alert and meh. And this is, as you say, it's Windows and Xbox. I don't have either, so I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, that again is a sad thing. You're preventing people from playing awesome games, so I'm not particularly happy about that. But this is the way the world works. Unfortunately, you can't necessarily change it unless someone says, change it. And it's way beyond my pay grade to tell these PS4 execs to do that. Halo Wars 2, guys, if you are still gluing your ear holes to this podcast or haven't really bored you to death, comes out on the 21st of February. So hopefully you guys get to hear our lovely voices on the 20th. So if you have an Xbox One, please go and buy it and play it. But don't expect me to refund you if you don't like the game. Yeah. Future-proofing, yeah.
One that I am absolutely looking forward to, Mass Effect Andromeda, which is, the fourth game in the trilogy of Mass Effect.
Okay, so why do you want to play a reskinned Fallout?
Well, I don't think it's a reskin Fallout, because that was Skyrim. But yeah, it seems to be, they've taken all the things that they figured out from Mass Effect 2 and 3, and particularly Dragon Age Inquisition, with that limited open world thing, very limited, and made all that into Mass Effect Andromeda. And if it's done right, this is going to be an awesome game. If it's done wrong, this is going to be a horrible game. But they focused more on the shooting parts and a little bit less on the RPGing parts, but there's still all the story bits. So yeah, I'm there. I want to do it. I don't expect it to be as good as Mass Effect 2, but I expect it to be good. Right,
you and I agree on one thing. Mass Effect 2 was great. Mass Effect 1, good. Mass Effect 2, great. Mass Effect 3 was okay, because I really do hope this Andromeda actually is good, because it sounds like it's going to be a bloody good game. But we all know they're not in it to make good games. They're in it to make frickin' money. So let's hope that's not necessarily the case. I really, really hope they haven't completely killed off the RPG part of it, because the story intermingled with the RPG is what made the game great. Make games great again! All that jazz, right? But I think it's easier to make a shooty game than make a story game. So I don't know, G. This is one up in the air, I think. I'm not sure. What the best tell of a game, right, I find, is wait for the game to launch and then buy it a month after. There you go, top tip from Bamm. Wait for the game to launch, buy it a month after, and wait for all the reviews to come out, because there will be so many that you can make up a relatively informed opinion about it. There we go.
No, I'm with you. I always buy my games after release. Mass Effect Andromeda would be one of the few exceptions. I would actually be willing to buy that right away. I expect that much of it, but I also expect issues with the story, because the premise they've set up doesn't make sense to me. For that is why Andromeda. It's 2.5 million light years away. That's not what.
Is there some mythology around Andromeda?
No, it's just in the storyline, it's just where they decide to go. But there's actually two smaller galaxies closer by than Andromeda. Like one is 1/10 the distance. One is from where we are now, 100 North thousand light years away. For comparison, that's the full size of our own galaxy. So, there's small things in Nichols. The notion that it's a 600-year travel that we've all been sleeping on. Things that, it irritates me, but I'm willing to accept it. I'm willing to accept that it might have made it a little bit more shooty, a little bit more actiony. I'm willing to accept that the multiplayer will probably be like Mass Effect 3, which was fun, Horde mode. But, it's not everything that it could be, simply because I expect it to be a good game.
Hang on. I'm pretty sure Andromeda has some mythology behind it. Roman glued to a rock or some shit. Actually, they made a fucking film about it, yes! She was like hung from a wooden banister or some shit, and Perseus had to come save her or some crap. Okay, that's in Hollywood. Yep, there we go. She was more beautiful than Poseidon's wife or girl, daughter, or whatever have you, and he sent a sea monster to kill her, and the only way for the sea monster not to kill her was to chain Andromeda to a rock, and Perseus saved her from death and killed the monster or shit. That's the mythology behind Andromeda. Do you think there might be a reason why they're called Andromeda? Do you think this might be the case?
No, they just chose. That's the nearest large galaxy. No, I said there are two galaxies that are closer by, but it's the nearest large galaxy the same size as our own. So that's why they chose it. And the reason why that galaxy is named Andromeda is because it's in the constellation of Andromeda, or in the region of Andromeda, if you want. And it isn't the only galaxy there called Andromeda. There's actually another one that is 30 times further away, so 60-something million light years away. So it's. I don't think they're going to. They might tie it in. I doubt they will, because that doesn't seem to me to have been the case in other things they've done. I just doubt it. They just randomly took it.
No, I agree. Game developers are free to make whatever they want. I think they had I think they might try and do like a damsel in distress type thing, because that's essentially what the mythology behind Andromeda is what I've just read. Brief glimpse on Wikipedia. Girl needs saving, boy goes saves girl, boy kills monster, boy girl get all that shit. Maybe that's worked into a storyline of that. Let's hope that's the case, because those stories like Mario are always popular.
Yeah. One thing that's been coming up again and again the last few months is pundits saying, oh, they haven't advertised it enough, they haven't done enough. So it's going to be a shit game because BioWare has not been advertising Mass Effect Andromeda enough. Do you know what? They don't need to.
I just said
it's
that,
It's the fourth game.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I expect it's a good game. Go out and buy it, frankly. If you're into that kind of game, let's put it that way. Even if you hated the ending of Mass Effect 3, it's out March 21, next month.
Yes, it is. And to be brutally honest, those are the only games that really interest me. Apart from one that's coming out in June called Dirt 4. But yeah, I'm so jaded with games right now. I'm actually double checking and triple checking some of the informations and what engines they use. This is how bad I've gotten. I want to see what engines they use to make the game. And then I go and research what games have been using that engine, and then I'm like, oh right, so it's going to be this game with a bit of that game and a bit of this game and a bit of this game with this architecture, that background, and this and then I'm like, no, never mind, done. What I did to Wildlands, which is why I say it's Division 2. It's what I did with a few other games, right? But there's one game that I've been assured that's a completely new game, new engine, new everything, and we have to mention it, okay? We have to mention it for one of our bros' sake, right? It's The Legend of Zelda, Draconis breathing on it heavily in the wild. We have to mention it. And there we go, I mentioned it. It's coming out on the 6th or 7th of March, or whatever have you. And Draconis, I've mentioned it, mate, okay? I've mentioned it, alright? You can stop nagging me about it. I'm not gonna buy a Nintendo Wii U NS thing, right? Just so I can play a game that I don't want to play. I've mentioned it now, Drac. You're done, mate, you're done.
Yeah. March 6th, along with everything else for the Nintendo Switch. 3rd, sorry, yeah, you're right, actually. There's two lists here, one says 3rd. That seems to be the more correct one.
This is how much I don't care about the game, I just don't care. But let's hope, right, that Zelda is a good game, because let's be honest, Nintendo needs a bit of a kick in the ass, because they're falling down, and they're going in really weird directions when it comes to consoles. And I really do hope that the NS and the Zelda game is going to work for it, because you don't make hardware and sell the hardware, it's the software that sells the hardware. So let's hope the Zelda game does very well and then push the hardware sale. I really hope that's the case.
Well, yeah, the Switch is coming out, and I mean, if this Legend of Zelda doesn't do it for him, there's 1-2 Switch, which is already getting good feedback. People have been trying it, and I mean, there's always Just Dance 2017.
Yeah, okay. No, G, you're banned. You're not playing that game. No, G, no, you're not playing that game. You're not allowed.
No, I won't. Final one that I actually think is going to be good, and I know people are expecting it to fail, and others are really excited. Already here in February, so a week from now, Horizon Zero Dawn for the PlayStation 4, which seems to be the game. If you have a PlayStation 4 Pro, it's going to be super awesome pretty. If you just have regular PS4, it's going to be pretty and hopefully also play well.
You see, there's the thing, right? I'm not trying to slam it, okay? I really am not, but it looks amazing, and I haven't yet found a game that looks both amazing and has a good story to it. They've focused their efforts in one of the two areas. Okay, these be three. It looks amazing, good game, plays well, that sort of thing. All right, there's only one area these guys can focus in. If, however, they've managed to pull off a game that looks for your eyes to, and it plays well, and it's a good story, it will be a truly monstrous game. I, however, am going to take the back seat. I will wait for the game after a month and buy it, because by then all the laundry's washed out. Look, for example, look at No Man's Sky. Within a month, that game went from top of the fucking board and it fell a long way fucking down. Within a month. That's the case with games nowadays. If you're gonna buy a game, wait a month, then buy it, because all the reviews, all the glitches, all the bad plays, all the things wrong with the game will, one, be highlighted, and two, be fixed. So let's hope to the flying spaghetti monster, or the monster that's made of spaghetti that flies, whichever way you want to put it. It looks delicious, it plays well, and there's a good story behind it, that will make a good game. Let's hope it's all of those things. But it looks like it, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm holding it back at an arm's length, you know? It doesn't... Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared for the game, to be honest. It looks good, but I don't think they're gonna, be all that they can be.
So one thing that I kind of picked up on is Sony is very much highlighting how pretty it is and not highlighting how well it plays. That's one of the things that do scare me. But it's Guerrilla Games. This is the guys behind Killzone. Killzone was good. The mechanics worked. For example, on the PS Move, it's the best PS Move game I ever tried. But also just as a shooter. It wasn't a famous shooter, but it was a good shooter.
And this is why I think it actually... Killzone is a good game. I like Killzone. When it came out on the PS4, first game, that was the first game I played on the PS4. I liked the game. I played it, done it, happy days, good game, good story. It looked delicious. I really do hope they've nailed all these freaking corners down. I really hope, because if this is the case, I then have a new game to play. Yes. But if not, we'll find out in a month's time.
Oh, in a week's time, mate. February 28th. So, next week.
Oh, no, what I was getting at is a month after launch. So I'll probably be buying it, end of March time. Thereabouts.
Yeah, okay. So I guess that was pretty much the games we had listed. Just for good measure, I want to just mention coming out in the nearest time that you should pay attention to. Torment, Tides of Numenaria, Lego Worlds, Nier Automata. There's some really good ones coming out there. There's the Kingdom Hearts if you're into that. HD 1.5 and 2.5 remix, PS4. So there's a lot of games come out depending on what you're into. I think it's a good month then.
Oh, don't forget there's Super Bomberman R, The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth, right? Don't forget there's also the, what's that Styx? That Styx Shards of Darkness, okay? And there's also The Troll and I, okay? Those games, I really want to talk about those games, but, yeah. I'm very jaded about games and the developers behind them, and the engines and tactics they use to fucking think. Thank you, Destiny, for teaching me this lesson. Thank you, EA, for teaching me this lesson. So, I'm holding games back at an arm's length. I hope to God these games do well so I can go and play and enjoy.
Very much. But I guess that's everything for this time. That's the whole episode then.
Yes, guys, that is us done. Thank you very much for sticking about. Thank you very much for putting up with my ear-piercing screech and G's lovely docile tones to balance us out. Please, comment. Please go and double subscribe. Go check us out on the Twitters. We're quite active on Twitter, oddly enough. I'm not as much active on YouTube, weirdly. Right? Yes, we also have a website that's full of scaffolding and under construction. So please, when you go there, please be careful you don't get smacked in the face by something. Wear a hard hat when you go there. Facebook, Twitters, Twitches, YouTubes, all that stuff. Go enjoy. We've got much more content out there, guys. Have fun digging through all of it.
And as always, my name is Resin, but you can call me G, and this was a full episode of listening to me. Yeah, I feel sorry for you.
Awesome. Much love. Love you all. Bye.
Ciao.
Orb portal open. Sector complete.